Top 10 cards you're going to want to have for Maliss. Reminder here, my Black Friday sale is up and running, and why does everything say out of stock? Well, by the time that this is up, everything will be in stock and it will be up and running. I will be slashing these prices each and every day on Market Watch as things go. So if you see something today, you're like, I don't know if I want to pick that up. Well, we will slash it on the next day and things will go down a little bit cheaper. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can check out all the little fancy things that we have for you today. You guys smash some crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more icons. We're going to start off with Code of the Soul and Dot Scraper. Now, both of these cards kind of serve the same purpose in the way that they're going to act in this deck. They're going to act as extenders, especially Dot Scraper being a card that you can banish. I believe it's off of Red Ransom. And then you'll be able to put the little extender onto the field to kind of help you outdo your play. Same thing with the Code of the Soul. It's another extender from the hand, also another card that you can interact with in the deck in order to kind of have those good points. Now, Code of the Soul has already gone up in price, but I hate to be the person to say this, but I think you do need a Code of the Soul. Having done some testing with this deck, the Code of the Soul does feel a little bit better, just to have the little extra extender in case, you know, you come into one of those really weird situations with the Dot Scraper opening it. That's literally the worst, but it does happen. So yes, buy steals. These are the best extenders you are ever going to actually have in this deck. I love the fact that you can Bysteel bump a Maliss monster out of the graveyard. And congratulations, pay some life points, it comes on back. These Bysteels become kind of stupid when you can bump the links out of the graveyard, and you're able to use these to kind of, you know, extend along. So you'll see sometimes SP Little Knight can be used as a extender because you can bounce out a Maliss card out of the graveyard and extend with it. But all of these are serving the same purpose. Big body on the field, get you the extender set up on the field, and sometimes your opponent will just kind of put you into that really bad position that you need to have those Bysteels in order to kind of control the game. Yeah, I know, I really am pushing for the Bysteel side of this deck. Now, I do want to see if the TCG does stick to this version, but Magna Hut and Jaros Worms are all incredibly strong cards to be looking at on the Maliss side of the equation. Allure of Darkness. Now, Allure, I'm a little bit hit or miss on this, honestly. I can understand some situations that you look at with Allure, and especially in some of these opening hands, you're like, well, hey, I can Allure into 2 cards. I can then banish 1, and congratulations, I get the free extender right there. That's fine and dandy, but there's, I guess also if you're putting in Bysteels, you can kind of use those Bysteels as also dark fodder to banish away, so you can kind of keep going, maybe depending on the situation. I have not had a lot of test time with Allure of Darkness just yet. I think Allure is worth exploring. It just got a rare reprint. Like, you're not wasting a lot of money to have Allures, unless you're going out and you're picking up like OG Ultimate Rares, which you're already crazy for doing that, I guess. But I think Allure is something worth exploring. Same thing out here with the Signet Mining. Signet Mining, the only thing I don't like about mining is if you're playing, well, if you're playing Shifter, Signet Mining has to send to the graveyard. Unfortunately, if you, I see, like, that's my thing. It's like, hey, if I Shifter, I can't Signet Mining. I think if you cut the Shifter side of the deck and you just use, you know, Signet Mining to get your searches going, I think that's kind of cool. But in the same thing out here, it's going to come down to your deck build. Do you want to play the Signet Minings, or do you want to play the Allure of Darkness? Which version of this do you want to explore? And it comes down to, you know, what your initial deck build and thought process is going to be, and are you going to main deck Shifter? That's really, really, really a hard thing to think about right now. I think Shifter in the main's not too good because it does hinder the Signet Mining, but we're in the exploration phase, but that's something to kind of consider. Gold Sarcophagus. This card is probably the best single starter that this deck has, and I do kind of look forward to seeing possibly an upcoming ban list out here, that the TCG is probably going to move Gold Sarcophagus to 2 to kind of match the OCG side of things out here. Because you got to remember, the OCG moved Gold Sarcophagus to 2 during their last list. I think we're going to do the same. Just being able to Gold Sarcophagus banish, pay 300, congratulations. You have your piece set up on the field. You are good to go. Now you can go down full Maliss combo. That is really, really important. But for now, in the current state of the TCG iteration, it is simply just a one-of to do things. And I can tell you, you want to be exploring the Gold Sarcophagus. I thought it was a meme at first, but nope, single spell card starter is going to be pretty good. We've seen other builds testing out the idea behind Gold Sarcophagus, but this one's definitely the better one. Crossout Designator. Hand traps are not going to be your friend. Alright, getting Fool Wasp kind of can put you in a pretty bad position. I'm not going to lie, yeah, sure, your opponent might only draw like potentially 2 to 3 cards. But the thing here is Crossout is here to stop those pesky little cards from resolving so you can actually play the game. Alright, if you do end up in a situation, or you know, getting drolled can be a little bit of an inconvenience, a little bit, but most of the time, I mean, in terms of hand traps, you'll be able to set traps and dodge a lot of hand traps. So Crossout might not feel like an incredibly powerful card, but I think it is one of those cards that for those big swinging, potentially annoying cards, you definitely want to be able to have that coverage, if not at least in the side deck. Yeah, I think that's everything that you really need to know on the Crossout side of things. Mathmech cards. Now remember, we don't have Circular, but things like Sigma does in fact exist. It really just depends on how you think you're going to try to incorporate this package. I have not seen a TCG build yet really get to use this stuff, but there are people that are looking at this going, hey, you know, we can play Sigma and get an extender on the field. I guess I feel like Code of the Soul though and Dot Scraper are really about as much as you want to be, you know, testing out with that. So I'm a little bit on the fence about this idea. But it's the exploration phase. We have a lot of people wanting to see, hey, I kind of want to pick up this. I want to decide this is the version I want to go with. And maybe the Mathmech stuff is more of your forte. I don't know. I haven't seen every single build, but I did want to bring that up. Link Decoder, the Link one, and the Karibo Link one. Yeah, I really wish we had the other one, but being able to make the Cyber's Trap Negator is pretty cool. Both of these Link ones are detrimentally and very much needed for this deck. You need the Link one in order to extend out a lot of these combos, and being able to have the Cyber's Link one preventing your opponent from accessing trap cards, both are very, very important. Also, you can use the Link 1 to dodge by tributing a monster, I believe, is what it is. The only thing I really care about with the thing is we can tribute and dodge, we can negate trap cards like Imperm, trying to ruin our day. It's not like we can't dodge Imperm anyway, underneath the trap cards that, you know, tribute and set up other ways to do things, but those are both incredibly important cards that you are going to want to make sure that you keep an eye on just for what the deck can do. Oh, did we forget Splash Mage? Splash Mage is also an incredibly important card for this deck. He is going to be the reason why you're going to get the chance to do a lot of link climbing, because it is a free revive. This stupid thing is once per turn, so if your Splash Mage gets impermanent, it sticks around till the next turn. It's really, really stupid because you can actually use the stupid thing on the follow-up. I think that was the reason why we saw the WGP, or what was it, the YCS. It actually was kind of stupid because he couldn't out the Splash Mage, so Splash Mage just gets to revive on the next turn, which was so crazy. Yes, Splash Mage is going to be absolutely mandatory. I cannot tell you enough of how broken that card actually is for Maliss. Like, holy actual crap. Like, the spinny round doody-doo and do all the cool little fun plays your deck can actually do is really, really good. And then we also have Firewalls. Firewall Dragon, the big Link 5 that can send from the extra deck to the graveyard. So, you know, you have the Pack Bit, you have the Negator as well, the D-Save Worm, and then Meteorologic Aggregator are all going to be things on this last card here that you have to think about having. The Firewall stuff is very, very strong. The Firewall is definitely your boss monster. Both of them are actually your boss monsters. You know, recurability is one of the bigger combo lines that you actually do need to have, but it just kind of, a lot of the swing through and a lot of the column stuff, especially if that big Firewall sticks around and you actually send the Pack Bit, the D-Save Worm, and the Meteorologic. Yeah, the card gets like infinite mileage. It's actually kind of nuts. But those are your pickups for Maliss. What do you guys think? Please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.